Hey, everybody, welcome back to Conversations in Ken's Cafe. There we go. And we can see the title up there. So today I figured we should start with how to start a garden from fresh land. In Canada, we're still like, I got a snowstorm here a couple of days ago, so we're not even close to that yet. But a lot of people around the world are struggling with getting their first garden and whether they've bought a house, or an acreage and they want to start a garden. Prepping the land is, of course, the first step in doing that. Yet there's a step before that, because what you need to understand is, are you putting your garden in a low spot where if you get a lot of rain, you're going to have an issue with flooding? Or are you putting it up on, a higher spot in your property, but that higher spot may drain well, but has been cooked more because it doesn't have the same amount of water? So these are considerations that you need to take in placing where your garden is going to go. Now, anybody that's going to be doing, raised beds, etc., then you're in a totally different circumstance, although you do want to be aware of where you're placing your raised beds as well. So let's start with the water issue, and you can look at the a topographical map of your property. You can actually, there's people that'll come out and map your property for you for a few dollars here and there if you're wanting to go to that larger area. Once you figure out where you're going to place it, then you need to look at preparing the property before you're going to be planting. Now, the earlier you do this in the spring, the better, or if you're doing it in the fall, that's fine as well. But one of the big things, this gets into the argument of till, no till. Okay, now, and crazy as it sounds, guys, I'm actually a proponent of both, right? And Lily says the word I was missing was surveyors. Yeah, they'll come out and survey your property, but they actually have drones now that they can come out and do it with drones and get a real accurate topography. But to get back to the till, no till argument, and why I actually am a proponent of both, might seem kind of crazy, but when you're first starting out with a fresh piece of property, sometimes the best option is to actually break up the soil. Now, it's going to depend on your soil type, etc., what's there. If you have a rhizobial plant like grass that grows out through the rhizosphere and can spread very well, you want to take that plant out because you don't want grass, of course, growing up in your garden. So there's a couple of different options that you have. Now, you can go out and you can literally go to your hardware store, Home Depot, Rona, etc., and rent a stripper for grass. So you can actually go out and take your grass and it'll put it into a roll for you, and you can take it to someplace else on your property where you need it. You can use it in your compost, etc. You can even just, strip it off, flip it over so the grass side is down, the roots are up, and let that, become a green mulch. So there's an option there. But removing whatever is there is a good thing. So some people, and this was a question that came up on one of our shows, was the use of silage tarps and tarping. So there's different parts of that, but we'll get into that next.